how are you going to get on that path? You have to change something, and you have to start somewhere. Write it down. I don't care what it takes, but you have to start being serious about yourself and your life and what you want. And you know, like I said, it's not just about looking good. It's also about feeling good. Because I think a lot of people are walking around unhappy, and they haven't quite figured out how to find that happiness. And you know, a lot of times people think that if they achieve certain things, or if they have just the right amount of money, or if they have this or they have that, that's going to fill that void. But I'm here to tell you people, happiness doesn't have a price tag attached to it. And if you could just find those things, because people are really seeking the feel-good experience. That's really what you want. Because what happens when you buy something that you really want, or you see those pair of shoes in the window, and you purchase those shoes, and when you wear them 2 or 3 times,
you're walking as tall as ever. You feel good.
Exactly. And then what happened to the shoes after a week or so, or 2 or 3 weeks? You just throw them in the bottom of your closet, and now you're on to something else. So you just want that feeling of, oh yes, that excitement. Oh yeah, I want this. I can have this. Once you learn how to really laser in on how to get that feeling, because it's not really the things, people, because you'll find that you're going to keep always feeling like something is missing. You're going to always feel like something is missing. So how can you get to the place where you're feeling fulfilled, and you embrace who you are, where you are right now, and just enjoy you and enjoy loving you? Because if you're not happy with yourself and you think you're going to find a relationship, you're going to walk into something miserable, because it's not about this other person making you feel good and making you feel happy. If you don't know how to make yourself feel good, people, then you're in a serious problem there.
That is true. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, it is From the Author's Corner, Total BS, Body and Soul, with author Georgia Woodbine. And I have my copy here, and I'm telling you, you don't want to miss it. Now, Georgia, I would like you to do a read for our audience for me. 7:46 p.m., Linkage Radio 104.5 FM and 90.1 FM, Touch FM Radio. This is Inside the Zone. I'm your host, Lady D. A beautiful Thursday. It is nice and cool outside. It's cold winter. Would you like to go ahead and read?
Sure. When you think about getting fit for life, it's not just about the way you look on the outside. It's also about the way you feel on the inside. My conception of fitness goes way beyond losing or maintaining a healthy weight. It's about the interconnection of mind, body, and soul, and how each has the power to affect the other. When these three are in alignment, you are able to explore new pathways to inner peace and experience living a more fulfilling life.
Absolutely. When you started doing this, I'm sure it took you a little while.
Of course.
But once you got into it, you looked forward to doing this every day, didn't you?
Absolutely. Once you realize your power, it's almost like when you were a kid and you watch these cartoons and you see this the superhero in the cartoon, and they realize, oh, I have superpowers. I can do this, I can do that. But when they're still not sure about what that superpower is, they're kind of like they are not confident yet, because they don't know what. It's the same thing. Once you know your power, and once you tap into that power, you realize that you can have or do anything you want.
Yes. And that's really where you want to take your audience.
Absolutely.
Because a lot of people were told they're not good enough.
Exactly.
You'll never amount to anything.
Right.
And so that has caused a block in their personal development.
Of course.
They haven't tapped into that inner blessing.
Finding true self.
That's right.
What is true self? A lot of people don't even realize it. What is true self? True self, when you were born, you were labeled with a name. That's something somebody gave to you. When you started your job, you got a title. That's something somebody gave to you.
Right.
When you think about life and all the different areas that you go in, it's always something that's given to you. But what is underneath the true self?
Right.
And I believe that there's millions and millions of people out there wondering, like, why am I here? What am I doing with my life? When are things going to change? You know, you're just like going through the motions all the time and you feel like, gosh, I just feel like I'm existing. I mean, I don't feel like I'm living. Like, you should be living. If you're on this earth and you're breathing, you should be living. You should not be existing.
I agree.
Existing means you're here, but you're just going with the motions every day. You're just doing. It's almost like you were put here and someone is kind of like a puppet, like pulling you left and right, and you're kind of just like, okay, well, this is what I was told to do with my life, or this is what I think I should be doing with my life, but how do you know what you really should be doing? And one of the things that I talk about in the book is meditation, because a lot of people have not tapped into meditation, and a lot of people say, you know what, I don't know how to meditate. How do I do that? I can't sit still. That's because your mind is always racing. It's always racing ahead of you, and we're so inundated with so much information, we get lost. How do you get back to true self and find that inner power, that inner spirit, and tap into that? And that's really what I'm talking about in the book.
Total BS, Body and Soul, Georgia Woodbine. Stay with me, don't go anywhere.
Do you want to become a deliberate creator and learn to change anything in your life? You have the power. Now is the time to get your mind and body right. Retrain your thoughts, take action, and create the life you want with Total BS, Body and Soul.
All right, there you have it. Total BS, mind, body, and soul. When you're a positive person, there is just something about your persona that people can't help themselves. They either look at you, they either smile with you, they either just simply are in awe of you. And I believe that when a person is at a very settled place in their lives, it shows on the outside. When you're miserable and you have a lot going on and you have not yet tapped into the know-how as to how to get these emotions in check, it also demonstrates itself.
Of course.
Now, you have decided to take ownership of inspiring people.
Of course.
How to change their minds. What should I do? How can this book really help me? Why should I go out and pick up a copy of George's book?
Well, I think once they open the pages of this book, first you have to be ready to embrace it. That's the first step. Because if you're not at a place to be willing to embrace the change, then you're going to be at a constant struggle. But once you make that decision, I always say it's about making that decision. When you say, you know what, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I am sick and tired of being sick and tired. I want to change. Once you get to that point and you open up this book, you are going to get so excited about your own power, because it is about owning your power. It's about learning how to own the power that you have. You know, they say the average person uses 10% of their brain power. So what happens to that other 90% of untapped potential? That's what you're going to find in this book. That other 90% that you have not tapped into, you are going to learn how to tap into it. And how are you going to learn how to tap into it? I'm going to teach you how to meditate, how to get to a place in your life that you can find clarity, you can get peace of mind, and you can get to a place of center, to get to the center of yourself and learn how to take control of your life. That's what you're going to get.
That's what you're going to get. I am told that because prayer and meditation works.
Of course.
or physical, if our physical is not in sync with how God created us to be, that we're supposed to be vibrant, we're supposed to be agile, we're supposed to take on anything physically that we can possibly manage.
Right.
When we're not there, it will affect our mindset, because if you're sluggish, then there is no way your mind is going to be as vibrant as it ought to be.
Right.
And I'm thinking that people are going to want to get a copy of your book. So I'd like you at this time to tell them, because we have 6 minutes to go, how they can get a copy.
Absolutely, absolutely. They can go to my website, www.georgiawoodbine.com. You can find me all over social media. I'm on Facebook under Georgia Woodbine. I'm on Twitter on the GW Network. I'm also on Instagram as Georgia Woodbine. I mean, you can Google me. You will find me anywhere. I am all over social media and Google, so you could always Google me, Georgia Woodbine. I'm an author, motivational speaker, and I say I'm not just a life coach, I am a transformational life coach, because I am about transforming minds to change lives.
Absolutely. What is it like when you have to go on your speaking engagements? How is the response?
Well, you know what's so funny? I just did a speaking engagement at Hofstra University last Saturday, International Women's Conference, and it was very powerful. And I got to tell you, people, when I'm in my zone, I you know, when you find your gift, let's talk about that. When you start to figure out what that gift is, it's like a natural instinct. It's like a superpower. You get all this passion, you get all this excitement, you get all these ideas. And when I'm in my zone and I'm speaking, sometimes I just go off into a tangent, and it's like I am in my calling. And I want everybody to find their calling and figure out what that is. But when I do go out and speak, I am in my calling, and I get very excited and very passionate about what I'm doing, because I really love what I do. I love touching people's lives. And I you know, a lot of times people don't realize that you have to be transparent. You can't try to fool people and say you're this and you're not that. When all my books, everything that I represent, people, I tell you like it is. I talk about my struggles, I talk about my failures, I talk about my obstacles, and then I talk about my successes. So I'm going to tell you exactly what I went through. I was not always in this place. I was not always here.
It was a process.
It was a process.
Yes.
And it took me time. And you know what? I embraced it. And that's why I'm able to be at this level right now, because I embraced it. And that's what I want you guys to do. I want you to go out and embrace it and get yourself a copy of Total BS Body and Soul.
Remind them how they can get a copy.
You can get it from my website, www.georgiawoodbine.com. Again, www.georgiawoodbine.com.
And if they'd like to invite you to be a guest speaker,
they can contact me also at my email, gwoodbine@yahoo.com. That's GWOOD as in David, B as in boy, INE @yahoo.com. They can always send me an email. Say hello. Want to talk to you guys.
Oh, please, of course. And she would love to do that, because that's what you have to do in your business.
Of course.
You have to talk.
Of course.
You have to empower, you have to engage.
Absolutely,
right?
absolutely.
And you have to win them over.
Of course. It's all about that.
All right.
And I know we're gonna go off soon, but I do want to get to the 7 habits to get fit for life. But you let me know when you're ready.
Go ahead.
Okay. So in the book, I do talk about the 7 habits to get fit for life, because remember we were talking about changing your habits. So one of the things I talk about is setting goals. A lot of people don't realize that setting goals can change your life. I always say out of sight, out of mind. If you got to start putting your goals, put it in your phone, write it wherever. Just put it where it's visible. Put it on your mirror where you look every morning. Put it on your dresser. I mean, it doesn't matter, but you should start writing down goals, and put a date next to those goals of what you're trying to achieve, whether it's 3 months, 6 months, a year. Write it down. Eating healthy, paying attention to what you're eating, because a lot of people don't realize that sugars, when you eat sugary foods, sweet foods, there are highs and there are lows. And when you eat a lot of sugar, it can also make you very depressed. It can make you very stressed out. It can make you very frustrated. Have you ever felt like, why am I feeling like this? It could have been something you had to eat that day. So start paying attention to ingredients of what you're eating. Start looking at labels when you go to the supermarket. A lot of times it'll tell you how many calories. Right. It's not the entire box. It's they tell you what the portion size is. Start paying attention to that. And not only that, also getting more sleep. You know, a lot of people don't realize we need more sleep to function and to rejuvenate and to re-energize ourselves. People can't get by on 4 hours of sleep. That's not working.
Can I say me miss 2 nights in a row I went to bed 2:30. And I'm functioning, but I know I'm not at my best.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So it does affect you. People, you need your sleep. We need our sleep. So make sure that you're getting your 7 to 8 hours of rest so that you can feel the energy the next day. I did talk a little bit about meditation, taking that 5 minutes in the morning. Listen, start out slow. If it's 2 or 3 minutes, just take that few minutes to just kind of really get yourself in a zone so that when you start your day, you can start on a positive note. Right. Prioritize your life. Start looking at what you're doing with your time and who you're spending your time with. Speak positive affirmations to yourself. You know, it's always about the words we put out in the universe. People don't realize it. If you say I'm broke, guess what? You're going to stay broke. So you better stop saying that. Yeah. Start changing the language that you're speaking to yourself. Start changing the language that you're putting out in the universe. Start speaking more positive about your life, about your situation. And I guarantee you, people, these are proven techniques that I have used in my life to change my life, and I know it will change yours. So I really want you to get to that place. Also, exercising, that's very important. People don't realize if you don't exercise, it's not good, because as we get older, you know, our metabolism takes longer to burn.
Things start to slow down.
Everything. So, you know, things do start to slow down, people. We have to, you know, we have to stay in shape. We have to keep, stay active. So, you know, all these different things. So the 7 habits to get fit for life: set goals, eat healthy, exercise more, get more rest, prioritize your life, and speak positive affirmations. Those are just a few of the 7 tips I'm going to talk about how to get fit for life.
And that's a wrap from the Author's Corner. Total BS. Body and Soul, author Georgia Woodbine. I'm sure you have left them feeling, I can do anything, I can accomplish anything, and that thing that has been on hold for a very long time, Georgia has just willed you.
That's right. No time like the present, people.
To get it done.
No time like the present.
Always having a great conversation with you, Georgia Woodbine.
Thank you for having me.
It's my pleasure having you this evening, and I'm wishing you all the success. This is my copy. Wishing you all the success with this book and your career path.
Thank you very much.
You're impacting people's lives.
Thank you very much.
Ladies and gentlemen, another edition of Inside the Zone. From the Author's Corner this evening, my guest, Georgia Woodbine. Center stage, the platform where voices are heard and people connect, right here on the show, Inside the Zone, aired Mondays 5 to 7 p.m. and Thursdays 6 to 8 p.m. Thanks to Country Kitchen Pelham Manor, the sponsors of the show. To those of you who listened this evening and said, man, I want to get something going, I'm so glad you got the time to tune in, because it was meant for you to tune in this evening. It was not my chance. You had to, because there's a higher power that allowed you to, that willed you to listen to the show this evening. I played at the onset in my inspirational zone, Holy, and it set the pace for the show. Thank you all for listening as always. Love yourselves, love your children, and remember, in everything you do, it is the will of God concerning your life. Blessings, everyone. Monday, God willing, 5 to 7. I'm out of here.
Do you want to become a deliberate creator and learn to change anything in your life? You have the power. Now is the time to get your mind and body right. Retrain your thoughts, take action, and create the life you want with total BS, body and soul.
And we're going to say bye, ladies and gentlemen. We will see you on Monday. Say bye.